How cats apologize to humans without saying a word. When your cat does something wrong, knocks a glass off the table, scratches the couch, bites your hand a little harder than they meant to, and then disappears. Do you really know what happens next? Because a few minutes later, they come back. They press their head against your leg. They blink at you slowly. They start purring against your ankle. And you think, they're apologizing. Yes, it's beautiful. But behind that moment, there is something far deeper that most people never see. It's one of the most emotionally layered things your cat can do. And if you brush it off, the way most owners do without realizing, you might be missing the most honest conversation your cat will ever have with you. Because here's what the science actually shows. Your cat is not apologizing. They're doing something neurologically more sophisticated than that. And understanding the difference is going to change completely how you see every gesture they make. Let's start with the one thing almost everyone gets wrong. Have you ever wondered why your cat comes back so calm, like nothing happened at all? Like the whole incident just evaporated? Here's what's really going on. Your cat does not feel guilt the way you do. Their brain is not built for it. The prefrontal processing that humans use to replay mistakes, to feel shame, to rehearse apologies, cats don't have that loop. So that guilty look you're reading, it's not guilt. It's your cat reacting to your body language. They can sense that you're upset, and they're responding to that, not to the memory of what they did. The American Association of Feline Practitioners 2024 guidelines, developed with researchers, including Dr. Kristin Vitale, confirm explicitly that cats have fewer reconciliation behaviors than most social mammals, and generally do not offer repair gestures even with other cats. They evolved to avoid conflict, not to resolve it. But here's the part that changes everything. If they can't apologize, what are they doing when they come back? Something more ancient, something deeper than language. They're restoring balance, not because they feel remorse, because you matter enough to them that an unbalanced world is not a world they can live in. That's not a small thing, that's everything. And the first tool they use to restore that balance is something you've probably seen 100 times without ever understanding what it meant. Has your cat ever looked at you after a tense moment, really looked at you, and then slowly, deliberately closed their eyes and opened them again? Most people think they're sleepy, or they're ignoring me, or it's just a coincidence. It is none of those things. In 2020, researchers at the University of Sussex published the first experimental study documenting the slow blink in cats in scientific reports. They found that cats were significantly more likely to approach an unfamiliar human after a slow blink exchange, and that the behavior appeared specifically in moments when the cat was seeking reassurance in a tense environment. When your cat locks eyes with you after a conflict and blinks slowly, they're not being passive, they're signing a treaty. In cat language, a closed eye is an act of radical trust. It means, I am not a threat to you, and I don't see you as a threat to me. If you blink back slowly, softly, you're not just acknowledging it, you're accepting. You're telling them the tension is over. We're okay. The study also found something that makes this even more remarkable. Cats in shelters who responded to slow blinks from humans were adopted faster. Not because they were cuter, because humans instinctively felt more connected to them, even without knowing why. Your cat has been speaking this language with you. The question is whether you've been answering. And if the slow blink is the peace offer, what comes right after it is the handshake. After a tense moment, your cat walks over and gently presses their head against you. Forehead to your leg, your hand, your face. Slow, deliberate. You probably thought, they're being affectionate. They're cute. Maybe they want food. This is not random affection. This is a declaration. When a cat performs this behavior, called bunting, they activate scent glands in their facial region. Those glands release calming pheromones. Behavioral veterinarian Dr. Karen Sweder has noted that when bunting appears after a moment of tension, combined with purring, it functions as active de-escalation, not an accident, not habit, but a deliberate bid to rebuild calm. Think about what that means. Your cat doesn't have words. They can't say, I'm sorry, or are we good? So they use their body. They walk into your space, and they mark you. Not with possession, but with safety. They're saying, "You're still mine. I'm still yours. We still belong together." And if this is the kind of thing you want to understand more deeply, if you want to actually read what your cat is telling you every day, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us reach more cat owners who want that real deep connection with their animals. The kind of connection that changes how you look at them forever. He's not apologizing, he's reclaiming you as safe. He's saying, "You are still my home, and I want to keep being yours." But there's one gesture that goes even further than that, one that most owners completely misread. And when you hear the real meaning, you'll never see it the same way again. Has your cat ever brought you something after a tense moment? A toy, a crinkle ball, maybe something stranger, and dropped it at your feet or on you, while looking up at you like they were waiting for a response? Most people laugh it off, or feel a little grossed out, or just don't know what to do with it. But what your cat just did is the highest gesture of care they're capable of. Research on feline social behavior shows that when cats carry objects to their humans, they're mirroring a behavior observed in wild feline family groups, where adults bring food to members of their social unit as an act of provision and loyalty. Domestic cats redirect this instinct toward objects. They're not playing, they're offering what they have. Your cat brought you their favorite toy. In feline logic, they just handed you the most valuable thing they own. Not because they understood what they did wrong, but because something in them recognized that the balance was off, and they reached for the most powerful tool they had to fix it. There is no higher reconciliation gesture in the cat world than this. When they bring you a gift after tension, they're not being weird. They're being generous. Completely, instinctively, quietly generous. And then after the gift, they stay close, not by accident, because of something happening in their nervous system that most owners never think about. After a conflict, have you noticed your cat following you from room to room? Every time you move, they appear. They're not underfoot. They're just there, watching you, staying close. You probably thought it was clinginess, or maybe guilt, or separation anxiety. What's really happening is something much more interesting. Research published in Applied Animal Behavior Science found that post-conflict behaviors in cats, including following, proximity seeking, and slow blinking, are expressions of secure attachment, not remorse. Your cat is not processing what they did. They are monitoring your emotional state, because as long as you're still upset, their environment, their entire world, feels unsafe. Your cat's nervous system is calibrated to you. They recognize the tone of your voice, the tension in your posture, the look on your face. And when those signals are off and when you're angry or distant, something in them activates. Not guilt, vigilance, the need to make sure the one person who anchors their world is okay. He's not following you because he feels bad about what he did. He's following you because you are his safe base, and until you're calm again, his world is still in disorder. That's not neediness. That's love, expressed through the only lens they have. And there's one more thing they do in those moments. One sound they make. And the science of what that sound does, not just to you, but to them, is something almost no one knows. Your cat settles against you and starts purring. Warm, low, constant. And almost immediately, something in you loosens. Your breath slows, your shoulders drop. You reach down and stroke them, even if you were still a little frustrated 2 minutes ago. You think they're happy? You think it's just a cat being a cat. This is not random comfort. This is communication at a frequency your body responds to before your brain can argue. Studies in animal acoustics have found that domestic cat purring typically occurs between 25 and 50 hertz, a frequency range associated in clinical research with tissue regeneration and stress reduction in mammals. Researchers have noted that cats also purr in situations of tension and distress, not just contentment, suggesting the purr functions as a self-soothing and environment-soothing mechanism simultaneously. When your cat purrs after a conflict, they may be calming themselves and you at the exact same time. Think about the sophistication of that. They found a way to speak directly to your nervous system. They don't need you to understand their words. They just need to be close enough for the sound to reach you. The purr isn't just a sign that they're happy. It's an act of repair. They're not asking for forgiveness. They're building it, note by note, at a frequency your body already knows how to receive. And that brings us to the thing this entire video has been building toward. The one shift in understanding that, once you have it, you cannot unsee. Your cat doesn't know what guilt is. They can't process the concept of making a mistake and needing to be forgiven. Their brain was not built for that journey, but they were built for something else. Something that, honestly, might be more valuable. They can feel when the balance between you is broken, and they use everything they have, every slow blink, every headbutt, every purr, every quiet gift left at your feet, to rebuild it. Not because they did something wrong, because you matter. Because without you as a safe base, their entire world stops making sense. We spend so much time wondering if our cats love us the way we love them, whether they understand, whether it's real. And all this time, they've been answering, in a language that doesn't need words, in gestures older than language itself, in a frequency our bodies already know how to feel. The next time your cat comes to you after a hard moment, don't think they're apologizing. Think they are choosing you. Again. On purpose. Out of everything in their world, they are walking toward you. That's not a cat being a cat. That's devotion. Silent, unspoken, and completely real.